Welcome everyone to today's session where I'm going to cover 6 critical elements of leadership. What I'm going to introduce to you today is really the framework of how we work with clients, either one-on-one, in teams, in groups, in corporate settings. I'm going to walk you through just exactly how we do what it is that we do. We call this Prepare to Lead. And just to get right into it, leaders are not what you think they are. And we've been arguing about whether leaders are born or made, and this is all wrong. Leadership only occurs in that moment when one person chooses to follow another. And it was the great mind in leadership, John Maxwell, that said, if you think you're leading but no one is following, well, you're just taking a walk. To lead, one must be chosen. We all understand the importance of vision in leadership. But in addition to vision, there are 5 critical areas of leadership, and we'll get into those today. Who is this course designed to serve? If you are an up-and-coming leader in business, this course is for you. If you've been passed up for a promotion and you know that you are just as qualified or maybe even more qualified than the person who got the job, this course is for you. If you have a chip on your shoulder and you have something to prove, this course is for you. If you are a top producing contributor, but you haven't yet led a team, this course is for you. If you've been recently promoted into a new role, this course is for you. If you're in a place of transition where you have a new role and it's a bigger job, something that you haven't done before, this course is for you. Let's talk about who this course is not for. If you're a know-it-all and you know it, then this course isn't for you. If you are a veteran or executive leader, this course probably isn't for you. This is a course based on preparing to lead, getting ready for that moment, getting ready for that next opportunity. And if you've got 20, 30, 40 years experience in leadership like I do, maybe you'll learn something, but this course isn't really designed for you. If you are unwilling to work on yourself, stop now. If you can't take a look in the mirror and identify the areas of your performance that can get better, and if you can't take responsibility for your contribution into the results from your team, then this course is not for you. If you've got it all figured out, if you could write the book on leadership, this course isn't for you. If you're the kind of person who doesn't care how you cross the finish line, don't care who gets hurt in the process, just so long as you win, then this course isn't for you. And finally, if you lead from a place of being self-centered and absorbed, what's in it for me, then this course is not for you. Let's cover these 6 areas critical in leadership. Number 1, clarity, values and identity. Who are you as a leader? What are the fundamental core values that drive the decisions that you make? And how do you show up at your best? Do you know the answers to these questions? One of the outcomes of Module 1 is being really clear about your leadership philosophy in such a way that you can say it in a concise, one-sentence statement. Who you are as a leader, what your philosophy is in leadership. So after we've identified who you are as a leader, the foundational elements of values and how you show up at your best, we're going to then go into pursuing mastery, achieving competence. What I learned through my career, and there were so many moments when I was tapped for promotion, I would get a phone call that says, hey Nick, we've recommended you for a job over here that I didn't even apply for. How did that happen? It's because I pursued a level of mastery in certain areas that made me ready for that next opportunity before the opportunity even came. I've developed this mantra, and I say it time and time again. As a leader, you must make time to prepare for a time when there is no time. You're going to be called into action in a moment that you don't dictate. Your obligation is to prepare for that moment. So when the call comes, you can say, I'm ready. And then we move into some fundamental tools that help clarify how you craft a clean and clear agreement. There is an entire leadership philosophy based on clarity, a statement that leadership is clarity or that clarity is leadership. So that's a nice idea, but how do you actually communicate in a way that is clear? Well, we have the tools and we go into this in detail, creating a clean and clear agreement so that everybody on the team is accountable to benchmarks, KPIs, deliverables without any question. There are actual tools within the module that you can use time and time again with your team. Worksheets that you can complete. Things that I used as a leader in corporate America to be very clear with my teams. This is remedial stuff on some level. It's the block and tackle of leadership strategy. And I'll teach you how to do it. We move from who you are as a leader and the areas where you want to pursue mastery and how you communicate with your teams into the game plan. And we call this sustainable discipline. So much of leadership is talked about in the context of motivation. Listen, motivation is fickle. The question I get so often as a leadership coach is, how do I motivate my teams? And I'm sorry, but the answer is, you don't. Motivation comes and it goes. Discipline is how you lead your team. You might be able to motivate your team to do a particular thing 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. You might be able to motivate somebody by encouraging them. You might be able to motivate someone by offering an incentive, a bonus, a financial incentive. But listen, we know how this works. You pay somebody $100 to do something and it's motivating. But then next time you got to pay them $110 and then $125. And then 150. Leaders are going to identify the critical areas where you show up every day consistently. So does that happen in your life? In our 5th module, we move away from this focus on self and we move into support and relationships. There's an African proverb that would say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. There's a sports saying that says, there's no I in team. Some of us like to joke and say, yeah, but there's an I in win. But the thing is, have you ever actually achieved anything on your own? Who are the people that you need in your life, on your team, supporting you? Do you know who those people are today? Are you clear about your relationship with those people? Are you clear about your strategy, how you approach, how you engage, how you show up, what you can bring and what you want from them in this relationship? Being clear about all of those things at a level of real tactical specificity is the outcome of this module. You know who you are. You know how you lead. You've got a clear roadmap to the areas where you want to be a master. You know how to communicate clear agreements. You've got a discipline plan for your life. You know who the people are that are going to support you along the way. We bring it together in a vision. Having a vision in and of itself isn't enough. You can imagine a future and it has to start there. But how do you actually achieve that vision? We've got to break that vision down into incremental parts, and we call these missions. Both things are necessary, the vision and the missions. And what drives those missions is purpose. So in this module, we go into that space of identifying your purpose, and we set the missions so that you achieve the vision and that everything occurs from a place of purpose. Now that we've identified these 6 critical areas of leadership, I need to ask, does any of this sound like you? The people that work with me, they're just not on board with my vision. Or perhaps I don't have a vision at all. My boss doesn't understand me. I try to communicate, we're reading from different pages of the book or speaking 2 different languages entirely. My people, they don't listen to me. I've been passed up for promotion by people who are less qualified than me. I think I'm underpaid compared to my peers. Or I just work too much. I'm working all the time. I don't see my family. Or how about this? I'm actually really successful at work, but I have regrets about my family or social life. I really want to lead, but I'm not secure. Instead of those things, would you like to say about yourself, people actually buy into my vision. My boss trusts me 100%. Would you like to say, people actually listen to my ideas. They follow my lead. Would you like to say, like I've been able to say, I've actually been promoted several times without asking? Wouldn't it be nice to say that I earn more than my peers who are in similar roles? How about this? I am extremely efficient at work, so I actually have time to enjoy life. Who wouldn't want to say, I am successful at work and my family and social life is fulfilling? And finally, would you like to say, I'm ready for whatever comes my way? Well, here's my promise to you. At the end of 6 modules, you will have absolute clarity as to who you are as a leader and how you lead. You will understand your personal core values, your identity as a leader, and you will be really clear about your philosophy in leadership. You will also have a roadmap, a very clear plan as to how you will achieve competence and mastery in the most critical areas of life and in business. You will have the tools to craft clean and clear agreements to which you and your team will be accountable. And there is a plan to maintain and uphold accountability. My promise to you is that you will walk away with a crystal clear game plan around sustainable discipline, the actions and behaviors that are necessary for you to achieve your goals. And when it comes to relationships, you will be clear about those people who you need alongside you and with you to help you get to those places that you need to be. More than that, you'll have a plan as to how you will approach and engage, how you're going to show up, what you're going to bring to the relationship, and what you want to take away. And finally, you will have a clear vision for your future. A vision that includes objectives and goals that are so big they might be scary, but that's okay. Because we're going to break down the vision into achievable missions, each and every one driven by purpose. This is my promise to you. And listen, I can make these promises all day, but there are actual results. Clients that I have worked with and people who have gone through this coursework, like Josh, the CEO of his company, says, my team are wildly different people. In fact, one of the people from Josh's team sent me this email just today. Good morning, Nick. I just wanted to say thank you for the class. For our new service leads, it's a great introduction into leadership. And for those of us who have managed teams, the course was refreshing and valuable as to how to look at yourself and set your plan for what you want to achieve. Appreciate your time to help all of us get there. And he says, I plan on getting your book, and thank you. This is one of the senior people on Josh's team acknowledging that the coursework, it works for him, but the value that it had for the up and coming leaders. Adam says, you've taught me how to lead and given me the tools to find clarity. But let's talk numbers. Nick reports a 30% increase in his compensation. Clinton received a $30,000 raise by implementing some of the tools in this coursework. Beth was offered her dream job with compensation exceeding $200,000. Matt has a game plan to achieve $1 million in commissions from sales. Now, these are real results from real clients who have posted using their own names on social media. It's all verifiable, it's there. What happens if you don't take any action? No action is action. Continued frustration that leads to a lack of engagement, either from yourself or from the team that you're leading. What's a result from a lack of engagement? Results begin to decline. If results are declining, you get passed up for promotion again. You get passed up for promotion, maybe you carry some of that anger home until finally it breaks. Now, when things break, people quit, people get fired. If you don't take action or you continue to try to grow as a leader in ways that you've been taught or you imagine leadership should be, I need to be clear with you. Leading effectively is not what you think it is. Leading effectively is who am I versus how should I be. Effective leaders know who they are as they act out of their purpose, focused on their missions in pursuit of their vision. Some people try to pretend to act like a leader. How should I act? And that's not sustainable. It doesn't work. Effective leaders would say, do as I do. Ineffective leaders would say, do as I say. Leadership is about modeling the way. And in order to model the way, you have to have discipline. You have to have clarity, and you have to be accountable. Leadership is not just telling people what to do. Leadership is doing what you say you will do and holding other people accountable to what they have agreed to. Leadership is about agreements versus directives. Leadership is about discipline versus motivation. Leadership is about relationships versus being a superstar, lone wolf. And leadership is about vision and mission and purpose versus short-term goals. Amongst those whom you've chosen to follow, which of these characteristics show up? Clarity. Leaders know who they are, what they stand for, and how they show up at their best. They have a roadmap. They know exactly how they're going to gain competence in the most critical areas. They have tools. The most important skills that leaders possess is the ability to make and maintain clear and clean agreements. The most effective leaders have a game plan, a bulletproof plan to achieve goals in both business and life. Effective leaders have support. They have the right people around them, showing them the way and supporting them along that journey. And effective leaders operate from a place of purpose. They're guided by something bigger than themselves, and it's visible to everyone around them. Let me tell you about myself. I started my career in corporate America when I was 17 years old. I got a part-time job as a bank teller. And as I said earlier, I was promoted many times without asking. In fact, it was almost an annual occurrence. I'd be asked to take on a new role, and I was offered my first leadership role when I was 19 years old. And that year, I was named Assistant Manager of the Year amongst a district of 40 offices. I was then asked to take on a role in the company's training and development world, where I taught people how to sell and how to lead. And then I was offered my first branch management opportunity when I was 21 years old. I became a division head when I was 25, and my career included roles such as managing director, senior vice president. I was head of marketing, head of the retail division of a bank, all before the age of 30. In fact, I was chairman of a board of directors at 26. I've been written up in magazines as a rising star in the industry. I was selected as one of the top 40 business people in the greater Seattle area by the Puget Sound Business Journal's 40 Under 40. I have a master's degree in leadership, started 3 companies, and I've written 2 books. But the most important thing to me in my life is my family. And I have chosen a life that allows me to live into a dream, to do work that is grounded in purpose and that I can love. I'm really clear on my values. I know who I am, I know what I do best, and this is it. How can we work together? If you think that you want to work with me or another coach and go through this one-on-one, click the link, send me a message, let's get on the calendar, let's talk about your availability, and let's go. If you want to do this work as a part of a group, or if you lead a team and you want to bring other members in, we can do that. Send us a message and we'll let you know when our next group is starting, or we can schedule a time to deliver this content to your team that works best with you. And if you own a company or lead in corporate America and you want to bring this into your company, send me a direct message. There's a form, there's a link below, and let's talk about how we do that. I'm Nick Anderson, and let's prepare to lead.